Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today, we're going to talk about how to transfer money from Robinhood. That's right. Or any other brokerage for that matters. ACATS, baby. Let's talk about it. You don't have to liquidate and have a taxable event. And welcome to Falsy Optics. Check. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check! And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back. And as you can see, we're on the Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel page. And I want to thank you for being here. So please share the videos. We can help millions of other people. And now let's get into it because everybody wants to know how to transfer their money from brokerage account to brokerage account. I've even asked a few people just to see who would respond. So that's why I had to make this video, because a lot of people don't know about ACATs, as I call them, because that is how you transfer money from brokerage accounts to brokerage accounts. When you sell your shares of stock, that could be a taxable event. If you have profits, you might have to pay on the capital gains. So if you liquidate your account and use your debit card, that could trigger a taxable event that you're not planning for. So what you really want to do is use the ACATs. Do what the top 10%ers do, ladies and gentlemen, and transfer your securities. I did not say crypto. I said securities. But first, before we get into how do you transfer from Robinhood, Webull, Fidelity, Ameritrade, it doesn't matter, ETrade, whoever is on the system, you can transfer using ACATs. Now, let's just keep things straight because I'm going to go down the list. But just so everybody can understand, I will have links down below in the description on how you can do the ACATs and to these articles. Investopia, pretty simple. I call it ACATs, how the automated customer account transfer service works. Okay? And I'm just going to go over this real briefly because I know everybody's here and wants to get that. How do we transfer out of, let's say, Robinhood, out of ETrade, out of Ameritrade, out of all these clowns that are lying to the American people? Because I'm going to show you guys something in another video, because what you have to understand is they were basically protecting that other company from going bankrupt. Let me before I get into that, hold on a second. ACATs. Okay, clients can transfer publicly traded stocks. Okay, exchange traded funds, ETFs, cash, bonds, and mutual funds. Now, every company that you transfer to, they have to allow trading on their platform for the stock. Okay, just like I believe with Robinhood, you can have SVR, but on Webull, they don't have SVR. So if you try to transfer all of your portfolio over to Webull, that SVR, you're not going to get it. Okay? And you can do partial transfers too. You don't have to transfer all 100%. You can transfer a partial amount of your portfolio as well. But not everybody does all three. But the main one is cash and ETFs and the stocks themselves. But you got to make sure, whoever you're transferring it to, make sure that they do trade that stock, okay, in their brokerage account. So that's very important. And here's ineligible securities. You guys can read all this. I'll leave a link down below. All right. They don't do annuities. All right. May not do trust. They may not do certificates of deposits. They may not do bonds. You just have to be very careful when you're going outside of the ETFs, the stocks. They do not do Bitcoin either. So if you go over and you have Bitcoin in your Robinhood, you have that SVR, and you go say, hey, transfer all this in full, it's not going to all transfer, and now you're going to have your stuff lost. So that's what you got to pay attention to. And that is what this process of ACATs is basically, just like an exchange. That's all it is. Everybody's maybe familiar with crypto now. So when I load money up to Coinbase and I need to send some money, let's say over to Binance or send my crypto to wherever I want to send my crypto to, Nexo for instance, that's all ACATS is. Except they're making it all convoluted. You know why? Because they don't want the ordinary citizens understanding what's going on with this BS. So anyhow, let me just get to this one last thing, and then we'll get into how we do the transfers, because I'm going to do another video based on this travesty that's happening and these billionaires and multimillionaires being able to have money float around and then act like they don't know what the hell's going on. All right? Short selling is an investment and trading strategy that speculates on a decline in the stock price. Everybody probably knows what short selling is right now. Okay? But here is what the funny part is. Short selling has a high risk, high reward ratio. It can offer big profits, but losses can mount quickly and infinitely due to margin calls. Okay? If you're not familiar with what happens here, ladies and gentlemen, when you short a stock, what's supposed to happen? This is what's supposed to happen. When the stock starts going up, now you have to either put money in to cover those margin calls, or you have to liquidate your account. The account that you used as an asset to be able to short. So literally what these guys did was they were like, no, we're not going to have Melvin Capital liquidate their account and get rid of their assets and be bankrupt. No, we're going to be like Citadel and Point 2, and we're going to go bail them out with $2.76 billion. That's the first problem with this equation. All right? They were supposed to fail, in other words. They were supposed to liquidate their accounts. If they want to give them guys $2.76 billion after they liquidate their accounts, that's their business. But they were supposed to be out of business. All right? And put the shares on the market. So when somebody starts talking about they didn't try to help these guys, it's clear they did. And all this garbage about, well, Apex told me not to trade, or they're not going to trade it because now the DTCC says we can't cover all the money. Bullshit. You're supposed to be getting assets covered. Otherwise, you can't short and you can't have a margin account. Stop playing with the people. All right? So you can do all this mumbo jumbo when you don't know how things work, but we know how things work now. So call it what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Power to the people. All right. So here's what we do. I'll just give you guys a brief overview of what I'm talking about. Here's what they're talking about. See, broker clearing firms list. Okay? These are the guys. Apex. Apex does like all these guys. They do like SoFi. I can't even remember. In fact, here's the companies down here. Acorns, Ally Investment, Betterment, Clink, see Apex, First Trade, Future Advisor, M1 Finance. So all these guys, they all had to have their stuff cut off. Why? Because Apex said we can't clear it. We're not going to clear it. We're not going to go into debt for these guys. That's what happened. So they're saying, all right, fine. So this is why you have all these guys, Stash, SoGo, Tastyworks. Nobody's going to be trading it, and everybody's coming up with the same story, just like Robinhood, except that piece of garbage at Robinhood, they actually have their own clearinghouse. So that BS that he's spouting about, well, we had to talk with Apex or some clearing company told us, sorry. Webull, they don't have their own clearinghouse. Webull has to go through another company, so that other company told Webull we're not going to clear it. You follow what I'm saying? Robinhood has no excuse, and then that's why they're out there trying to borrow money. You follow what I'm saying? Because they're their own clearinghouse. In other words, Citadel should have gave them $3 billion or $1.5 billion. Point 2 should have gave them $2.76 billion so the people could trade. But they went the other way to save their friends at Melvin Capital from going bankrupt. All right. I'm going to talk about transferring money. All right. So I just want to give you guys a simple situation here because they're giving you mumbo jumbo nonsense. All right. And here's some more on ACATS, and this is FINRA. All right. And again, it's going to take about, they call it 6 days. I'm going to tell you right now, it takes about 6 to 10 days, let's call it. I'm going to do a video on an actual transfer process. Not a video. I'm going to include it in this video, an actual transfer process on the Webull platform. I'm going to do a separate record my screen, and then I'll run a separate video. But I'm going to show you guys it first. I just want to let you understand how these players are playing you. They're They're not being truthful. Here's members of the DTCC. We'll get into that. That's the Depository Trust Clearing Corporation. These guys are the big dogs. So you have to run it up through them. And if they don't want to cover, then it ain't going to get covered. But the same rules apply. Melvin Capital and whoever else who shorted the stock, they're supposed to give up their assets to cover their positions. That's the bottom line to the story. But when they're saying, oh, no, don't worry, wait, you guys can't trade this, the band of 13 stocks, we don't want to trade that. We don't want to be on there because we don't want to make these guys pay and go bankrupt, protecting their friends. All right, here we go. Transfer stocks out of Robinhood. It's very simple, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, they're going to charge you a $75 fee. All right, and here we go. You see it's already highlighted. ACATS. All right, Automated Customer Account Transfer Service. They're going to charge you $75. So again, you do not have to liquidate your account. That is one option you can do. But just remember, it could be a taxable event for you because you might have profits in there and you might not want to be paying some of that capital gains. All right? So just keep that in mind. Now, before you initiate the transfer, you're going to need your account number and you're going to need the DTC number. Okay? Every brokerage has that. And all you have to do is go to your settings and you'll see your account number. It'll say RH number, and then I can't remember on Robinhood where you exactly go, but you'll see a DTC number as well. Those are the two numbers you're going to need when you transfer out to the next company. All right? And you can only transfer your account to account. If it's an individual account, it goes to an individual account. If it's a margin account, it goes to a margin account. If it's an IRA account, it goes to an IRA account. They have to match up. We'll get into that shortly. All right? Now, here's Webull. And again, they're on the ACAT system as well. And again, only listed U.S. stocks, ADRs, options, and ETFs. They also support cash, margin accounts, traditional IRAs, Roth IRAs, and rollover IRAs. That's all you can transfer to Webull. So if you're having something else like a mutual fund, can't happen. If you have a annuity, can't happen. All right? And once again, they start telling you exactly how you do it. And I'm going to show you in a video how it's done because, again, tap on transfer. And I'll have a link down below to this page, both of these for Robinhood, so you guys can understand. It's very easy. They just don't want you to know it's easy. That's why nobody's actually coming out there going, hey, you can transfer. But like I said, that list of brokers, they were all in on it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to hear Fidelity. They restricted people's accounts too where you couldn't do certain trades. Everybody did it. All right? They're helping Melvin Capital no matter how you slice it. All right? Now, let's go over here. This is ETrade. All right? Fund my account. So with ETrade, all you do is hit on transfer now. Okay? And then you can see, this is how simple it is. Whichever account you have, you can transfer. You got look at this list right here. And there's others as well. Okay, but this is the main guys. So you see Robinhood on here. So you can transfer Ameritrade to ETrade. You can transfer your Fidelity, your Charles Schwab, your Merrill Lynch. You can transfer everybody over to ETrade if you want. So this is how you do it. Once you click on this, let's see, do I have the next? I'll even click on this. So I'll show you Robinhood. Let's go look at this. Okay, here we go. Type of outside account. This is what I was actually talking about. So see, this is what you can have to transfer into ETrade. Robinhood doesn't have all these. They don't have all these accounts. There's only certain accounts. I don't even know if they have an IRA on Robinhood. But so you see there's an individual. So that's what you would click on. I don't think you can do an LLP or an LLC on Robinhood. I don't know if you had like I said, I don't think you can have IRA. On Webull, I do know you can have an IRA, but I know this Webull's not on this list. All right? But anyhow, this is all you can, there's a trust. So to ETrade, if you had them on Ameritrade, you have a trust, and so therefore you can transfer it to ETrade, and probably vice versa as well. If you have a SEP IRA, Roth IRA, it doesn't matter. You can transfer a whole bunch of things over into, and they take all your stocks, your cash, whatever they accept, ETFs, whatever they accept, that's all you can transfer over. If they don't accept certain stocks or certain bonds or certain mutual funds, you're going to be messed up. So you got to pay attention to that. And then you just pick your ETrade account, and that's how simple it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's not that hard. It's just a transfer just like you normally would in your Cashapp, except you're using a thing called ACATS. That's it. It's just like when you're on Zelle and you're putting in somebody's information, their phone number or their email address and their name, and a memo maybe. Same thing. All you need is the account number and the DTCC number. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. It's nothing major, but they're not going to tell you that because they don't want you moving money. Think about it. You had 20 million people moving like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $100,000. We got a problem. All right. So now I'm going to show you guys the video where on Webull, I'm showing you exactly how you can do it from the same type of situation and setup. So stay tuned. We're going to go to that right now. All right, guys, this is just for Webull. So you can see I'll press the transfer button. And then once inside there, you can see transfer stocks into Webull or transfer stocks out of Webull. And so once you click on this, the ACATS, all the information that you're going to need is for incoming and outgoing. So we're going to say we're transferring into Webull. And once we go into Webull, you see they give you the information that only you can do stocks, ADRs, ETFs. That's it. All right. And then they support the IRAs and rollovers on all this, that, and the other. Margin accounts, cash accounts. They tell you right now, but this will not support Bitcoin. So you would have to liquidate your account that you're sending over with any Bitcoin. All right. For example. Now, then you can see here, Robinhood, Ameritrade, all the big boys are here. Even Stash is here, M1 Finance, Ally, Interactive Brokerage, USAA, they're all here. When you click, I'll use Robinhood, and then they're asking you for the account. So you can see individual account, we'll say yes. Delivery name, yes. And then you have your account number and you have to go back to Robinhood and then you click on your settings and it gives you your account number. And then you'll need your transfer type. Is it full or is it going to be partial? And remember, most brokerage firms charge you $75. Robinhood isn't the only one. Most of them charge you $75 when you're taking your money out of their account and transferring it to another account. So hopefully this solves your issue. And as you can see, you got to click this button down at the bottom if you want to do this. And they're telling you it's cost $75. They're also telling you your assets have to be above $500. Now, the question you may be asking yourself, when do I get my money in this account? It could be 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Your stocks may take 2 weeks to get over here. So just keep that in mind. And that's almost for everybody. So hopefully this helps you out. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully that made it even more clear for you because that's 2 examples on how you can do this. And one last thing that I want to bring up here before I end this video. You guys ever heard of FDIC? Now, SIPC is similar to the FDIC except it's for securities. All right? And there's a limit. It's $500,000 protection. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you right now, this is why the top 10 percenters, we have to have separate accounts because you have limits. And this is why millionaires, billionaires, and people that have lots of money do not just have one account. Because you're only insured up to a certain number, 500,000. So you're single. No, I'll go this way. You're married. You have an individual account, 500,000. You're married. You have a joint account. That can also have 500,000. That's separate. You have a trust. Your trust can have 500,000. I mean, you can have more in the account, but you're protected up to 500,000. So when they're talking about these other guys and they're worried about the little guy is supposed to have less than 500,000 in their accounts, right? So if they're really protecting the little guy, they already know the little guy's protected. So once again, they're spouting BS, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm ending the video there. And with all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And you know it's hard out here. You know how they do you. You're seeing it full on display right now. How they're just trying to siphon off your money, stop you from winning. When the winning is really easy, they're blocking you. Because we all know it's over time that you have to invest normally. You don't get these swings where a stock goes from $10 to $200 in a matter of a few days. That's rare. But yet, who are they going to save? They're saving the population known as top 10%, top 1%ers versus the 90%ers that are investing the small guy. So with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.